Okay, so Module 5 was all about technology in the classroom. And clearly, with everything going on in today's society, that's important because we now are officially all online. And there's been a few things that have been really helpful for me throughout this whole thing. The first one, obviously, is going to be Google Classroom. For me, Google Classroom has allowed me to do discussion questions, which is similar to discussion boards on Blackboard, post PDF assignments where students can answer the PDF questions using a Google document and attach it to the assignment slide, and also being able to present Google Slides, which are slides to discuss key points of lessons. So with that, I opened up one of my classrooms where I have been doing a lot with. In this class, they are reading Oliver Twist. And while they are reading Oliver Twist so that we can still have discussion questions, I have done discussion, let me view question, where they have had to, in the first few chapters of Oliver Twist, what is Dickens' attitude toward the treatment of poor in 19th century England and how does he express it? With my students, I have them post their answers and also reply to one of their classmates. That way they can actually have that discussion part. Other classes are looking a little bit different for me throughout this. My 8th grade, we are doing poetry right now. So for this, they had a Prezi they had to go look at, and they also had a handout that they had to do. So here, for this assignment, obviously things look different for me than they do for the students, but view assignment. They had to go read it and look at it and then answer in a separate Google Doc. For my English 3, it's pretty similar to my 8th grade where they have vocabulary and a worksheet. And so they have their worksheet, which is just a PDF assignment. And they also have had to do vocabulary. With their vocabulary, it is through a Google Doc where they have to answer it and then turn that in. So I've been using Google Classroom pretty extensively throughout my class. And then next, we have Google Hangout. In Google Hangout, you can do virtual discussions, social interactions. They can ask questions in real time and get answers in real time. And then there's also the present option, which I've been using with my junior class a lot. So for that, you can do Hangout or Meet is what it has here, which I have nothing scheduled today, but we'll just join or start a meeting. It's gonna be weird because you're gonna see my face twice now because I'll be on here 2 times. We'll just join now. You can add people, which I'm not going to. Undo my face, we're gonna mute it. But in this option, you can do the chat so people can ask questions as we go. Or there's also the present option, which it's not going to show me right now since I can't use my camera because of being on screencastomatic right now. But I'm using this at least once a week with my students just so they can get a feel for, or they can actually ask the questions that they have. In my junior class, we're doing a big project right now where they have to present stuff. So it's been very beneficial for them to ask me questions through it. My sophomore class is another class that we have been using Google Hangouts with a lot. We every Thursday meet through Hangout and just have 10-15-minute discussion over the novel and what we have read so far. The students really enjoy having that option because it allows them to see each other face to face. And once we're done on my end, I will log out and I know that they have stayed on there for longer and just been able to catch up and see each other. Next, obviously, with what I'm using right now, screencastomatic. It allows video recordings of lessons. I can include slides, PowerPoints they can view. I can show them PDFs while walking through the lessons. I can include videos as necessary, and I just post into Classroom for their video lessons for them to see. This has been really helpful for me because it allows me to show them what my screen looks like so that I can walk them through step by step what we are going over. Next, for English, Purdue Owl has been very beneficial for me for general writing. It has the research and citation, teacher and tutor resources, subject-specific writing, and Purdue Owl vidcast. My seniors have been using this extensively because they are doing Comp 1/2 right now, so just helping them through the writing process and all of that. It's an easy website for me to give them, for them to look through and help them with their writing. And then again, I'll meet with them online so that they can ask any questions that they might have over the writing process. But I found Purdue Owl in and out of the classroom to be very helpful for my students. I use this a lot with like MLA citations. So we'll go kind of walk through Purdue Owl. So here's Purdue Owl's website. And we'll do research and citation. So it has all the different types of citation styles that they could use. MLA style is the one I use the most. With this, you can do overview and workshop. So this just kind of walks them through what MLA is. I give this source to all my students so that they can go and read through this. And it has it shows them basic in-text citations, how they're going to do it, the guidelines, what they're going to do within their paper. And I found that this really helps them when they have any questions beyond what we go over. I do an MLA PowerPoint too at the very beginning of the year, but this helps them walk through it themselves. And then lastly, the thing that I just started using, I haven't implemented it into my classroom quite yet, but I've kind of been going through it. I'd heard a lot about NoRedInk prior to all of this that's going on, but NoRedInk is really helpful with writing, grammar, and you can create courses just like you would with Google Classroom, but it's solely focused on the English Language Arts classroom. So I think next year, probably not going to incorporate it this year, but I think next year NoRedInk is something that I am going to add in for grammar lessons, as I found that grammar lessons are really hard to get students involved in, and they're hard to come up with assignments and quizzes and practice for them to do based on worksheets. And I think NoRedInk will be really helpful with me in like a flipped classroom, which I have thought about doing for grammar next year, grammar and writing, where I can do a video that they watch from home, and then in class we'll do the quizzes and practice and stuff like that. That can be really helpful for them. So I'm just going to kind of show you NoRedInk really fast. Like I said, I've just started to kind of walk through it, but you can do practice, mastery-based, adaptive exercises. It has all the different parts of speech over here that I think will help them. And there's also ACT and SAT passage quiz practice, which I think all the students will really find beneficial. I can do planning diagnostic, unit diagnostic, passage quizzes, practice. I've just recently started walking through this. Writing, here's the writing part. Quick write, guided draft, persuasive, argumentative, literary analysis, etc. I'm going to actually use the lit analysis one for my senior class right now because we are going through that right now. I just need to figure out a little more about it. So for me, these have kind of been the online tools that I've been using in my classroom right now, and I have found them all very helpful and very beneficial. Luckily for me, I was already in Google Classroom before all of this happened. As you can see, I have Google Classroom for all of my classes over here. And I think that it was helpful just being already in it before all of this happened. They already kind of knew what to expect and what to do. I'm going to continue to use these resources into next year, and hopefully